morning, everyone. We have today the Executive Director of ITS Engineering College with us. Welcome, sir. Please speak something about yourself and about ITS with us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Vikas Singh. I am Executive Director at ITS, the Education Group, which is a 25-year-old legacy group. We have 4 campuses. One is in Mohannagar, which is started in 1996, then which is a very well-known management campus. The second campus, came up in Nagar, which is a dental college, which came up in 2000. The third campus, where we are speaking from right now, which is ITS Engineering College, this came up in 2006. And fourth campus is our group's second dental college, which again came up in 2006. Overall, the group has more than 10,000 students. We have more than 700 faculty members, and the group is thriving and giving directions to lots of students from all across the country. I am basically a mechanical engineer, then MBA, and graduated law. I have been recognized as one of the top 50 higher education leaders across India in 2019. I also received many other awards, during my journey of 26 years in higher education. And it's really a pleasure, Anuja, to be talking to you. And it's really a pleasure to be talking to the audience, the viewers of Collegedunia. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Great, sir. So there are certain questions which we would like to ask you so that the students and the aspiring audience is able to connect with you better.
Sure.
Starting with it, sir. You've always held key positions at education institutes throughout your professional career. So what are the key factors that actually keeps you connected and be in the education sector?
The best part, which I feel, which keeps me motivated and connected with education is, my alumni. When I meet my earlier students, and when they are, having so successful career, they are making their names, they are making the name of their alma mater, they are working all across the globe. You have a lot of people working in Europe, a lot of people working in Middle East, a lot of people working in US, and they are bringing, laurels proud to their families, to their society, and they are, they bring, a lot of proud to us. So I think the most crucial factor is my successful students, which keep me motivated to move on in this direction of developing students, making them smart, making them employable, making them entrepreneur, and actually to help them, to guide them to have a successful, fruitful career. This keeps me motivated and engaged with higher education sector.
Great, sir. So being the executive director of ITS Engineering College, how do you actually, what is your philosophy or leadership, if I talk about, and how would you describe your leadership style?
Leadership is one area which is hugely researched, and because I'm a professor in management department, so leadership has taken, shape for last, 400, 500 years. It's a long studied, subject. There have been various theories of leadership. I personally believe that a role of leader is to inspire people, to influence people, to set direction, and to motivate and encourage the team members to move towards the common goal of the organization. And that is what I believe in. I believe in more like, inclusive leadership, where I handhold, I encourage team to work towards achieving the common goal of the organization. That's what I would say. Whether it is the students, whether it's my technical staff, non-technical staff, my teaching staff, I try to take the entire team in that direction, and of course developing them with time.
Great, sir. So being at ITS College, how do you strategize about the key programs and plans for your marketing and administration of your institute?
Okay, marketing as such, in higher education institutions, the best marketing is our own old students. Uh, uh, I'm very proud to share with you that if you go to our social media pages, you will find that the feedback of students who are studying here, who have studied here, who are pass outs. You will find their commendable remarks. Their experience has been wonderful at the campus, be it academic activities, be it non-academic activities, and they are sharing their happiness on those platforms. I'm happy to share with you both on Google as well as other platforms, Facebook and other platforms. We have been rated 4.5 plus, 4.6, 4.4, out of 5, which is very, very commendable for a group which is 25 years old, which has helped grow so many students after such a long legacy of 25 years. If we are maintaining a 4.6, 4.5 kind of ranking rating, it shows that we are meeting the expectations of our students. So our marketing is basically driven by that, that we must ensure that our students are happy with their experience at the campus. And as far as administration is concerned, we have a very clear student-centered policy. When I say student-centered policy means, just like I would say, private banks, we have a list available, at the registrar office, at the administrator office, at the other offices, where it is very clearly mentioned that if this is your request of a student, then within how much time it should be resolved. So if your query is say regarding your marks, your university mark sheet or something like that, so there is a specific time that within 3 hours, within 6 hours, within a day, within 2 days, time has been specified to the service providers to ensure that within that time frame the query of the student is resolved, which keeps the entire administration on toes. And a student centering or a student centered policy is not something which we only talk about, which we actually deliver this on this front. So that's the main takeaway or key takeaway from the administration side, that the students are the centermost position.
Great, sir. So, how does the curriculum of ITS Engineering College ensures the best practices in the industry and for the students?
That's a very interesting point, because the curriculum decides what is going to be the learning and development over the course duration. Now, course can be of 3 years, course can be of 4 years, 5 years, course duration can be any, but the curriculum decides majorly what are the learning objectives, what is the outcome that we are expecting from the program. So I would say curriculum is very nicely designed. Every year the curriculum is looked at, and we try to keep it as modern as possible. How to keep it modern, I would say, because in engineering especially, there are certain subjects which are there to make the basic understanding of the student, because engineering need a lot of science, a lot of technology, a lot of applications. So there are some basic courses like mathematics, physics, chemistry, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, those subjects which are there for all the students to study, which makes their foundation, which makes their background. Then comes the programs or the subjects or the courses in their own particular field. Like if I'm in mechanical engineering, I need to have a certain set of subjects. If I'm in say computer science engineering, I need to have a different set of subjects. So this is how the course is designed. And then we have a lot of flexibility of choice of the courses. You can choose course from different streams, and also to support that, we have a system of choosing one massive open online course. We call it MOOCs. One course every semester, which caters to I would say interest of students, and which keeps them abreast with the latest happening in their sector. If I'm in computer science, so I'm doing all the latest technologies which are available. In addition to this, ITS has a center of excellence. We call it Excellencia Center, where we have 8 center of excellence, and they are primarily in different areas. If you are in computer science, you have your own center of excellence. we have Apple system, we have software testing center of excellence, we have Android applications development center of excellence. Then we have, if you are in say mechanical, we have 3D printing, we have BMW, you're in electronics and communication, we have SCADA, we have robotics. So for all the departments, we have created center of excellence, which gives them something beyond the curriculum. So whatever the curriculum is there, first of all, we keep that abreast with the latest requirements of the industry. And second, to provide them actual practical applications, we have the platform of Center of Excellence here, or we call it Center of Excellence.
Very encouraging. Any insights which you have on how an institute or how your institute could be more welcoming to the students for of different races or economic backgrounds, if I talk about?
The philosophy of ITS, education is group is basically value for money education, and in fact, the theme line of our honorable chairman Dr. R.P. Chadda is Dawai and Padhai. So what it means, that is why we have dental colleges, which we have pharmacy college, we have physiotherapy college. That those colleges are in the direction of Dawai, and then we have colleges which are absolutely in the direction of Padhai. So this is his theme line, Dr. R.P. Chadda's theme line, that if you want to develop a nation, if you want to create a good Atmanirbhar Bharat, as we call it today, then Dawai and Padhai, these two are very basic necessities. That is, the health and education is very, very important. So in our case, we are actually not talking about value for money. There is a lot of schemes by government, of course. You have a lot of scholarship scheme by government of India. You have lots of scholarship schemes by UP government, and in addition to that, there are lots of schemes of scholarship by the ITS education group also. Which is for meritorious students, which is for girl students, and other based on the academic, I would say, academics performance, based on their financial backgrounds. Depending on that, there are lots of scholarship schemes which are available. So if you are a capable student, if you are I would say enthusiastic about your studies, and if you come to ITS group, then finance will not be an issue.
Very encouraging, sir, and very influencing for students, I must say. So what do you think are your roles and responsibility to the college and to the students, if I talk about?
My role is my role is as a leader here, and as I mentioned, the role of leader is to inspire students. And inspire means whenever they meet the heads or the directors or the executive director, they should be inspired, they should be encouraged. That's my responsibility, because in that teenage, in the age of 17 to 21, 17 to 22 years, when you are in your higher education, you are bombarded with lots of expectations from your peer group, expectations from your family, expectations from your society. And I have seen young people I would say bogged down by those expectations. So I always talk to them, to encourage them, and to motivate them that you have in you what is required to become successful in life. And then if you have taken admission into a group like ITS Education Group at ITS Engineering College, then you have taken first right step in the to have a successful career, because you are into technical education, you are at a right place to study. So chances of your getting a successful career is far ahead than if you have would have joined any other institution. So that's my role, to keep them motivated, to keep them energetic, to keep them positive and looking forward to their life.
Sir, in continuation with the previous question, so what do you think should be ITS engineering's top priority over the next years, if I talk about?
That's a very wonderful question, because we have actually we discuss this every year as a director. I make a presentation to my honorable management here, where I discuss with them my say long-term plan, 3-year, 5-year plan. and then what has been achievement over the last 1 year. So I'm very happy to share with you. This is something which is very close to my heart. Like and of course this new national education policy, even this new initiative by Government of India, Honorable Modi ji, about Atmanirbhar Bharat. Our philosophy is also in the same direction. I personally believe that a student have after completing their graduation or higher education, there are three major options or three major choices to take. One is that they would like to go and join some industry, some corporate house, and start working, become employed somewhere, and start contributing to the growth of national economy, to growth of their family, and bring some output of their education. Second is that there are certain number of people, those who are looking for government jobs, a certain number of people, those who are looking for further education, like they would like to go for GATE kind of exam or other PhD entrance or other entrance examinations, and would like to pursue education for some more time. Percentage is less, but there is some certain percentage which is there. The third choice, which is of making yourself entrepreneur in place of seeking job, we call it providing jobs. That is one area where where we are very consciously working for last I would say 3 years since I joined, and I'm very happy to share with you. In last 3 years, we are now only there are only three institutions and across the entire Uttar Pradesh which has this new Gen IEDC, which is a Department of Science and Technology supported incubation center. We also have a business incubation center from MSME, again, Government of India initiative. We also have a department, Department of Science and Technology supported EDC cell in our campus. And I think we are the only institution, in AKTU system, which has signed up, with angel investors across the globe. We have signed up with angel investor from Singapore. We have signed up with, angel investor from India. And, if a student has good idea, we have startup weekend once in a year. So what happens in a startup weekend, students, for 3 days, students pitch their ideas which are, I would say, business oriented, innovative business ideas. And what happens in that, they pitch their ideas against each other. We choose the top 25 ideas, and those top 25 ideas are given absolute support to incubate those ideas. So first is ideation process, then comes incubation process, and then comes the startup process. The entire value chain is there at ITS Engineering College. You want to ideate, we have a startup weekend culture. You want to incubate, we have 3 very good incubation centers at ITS Engineering College. And then if you want to start your own company, then we have very clearly spelled out startup policy. Our own management is going to become your angel investor, and then your business grows after 3 years, because for first 3 years, for first 1000 days, your business will be getting support within the college campus. You'll be getting the entire area. We have created working space where students can work on their business idea within the campus itself. Something like those chair kind of system, where they co-working space where people sit together and work on their ideas. So we have created that within the campus. And after 3 years, there is a old Gujarati saying that if a business survives first 1000 days, then the business thrives and survives for all times to come. So for first 1000 days, first 3 years, ITS Engineering College extends the whole support. You need not buy a land, you need not buy plant, you need not buy office space, you need not go to electricity office, go to pollution control office. All that is arranged within the campus. And after 3 years, once your business has been set up, then you can move out with the help of angel investors. We have that also in place. So entire supply chain is in place, and I'm very happy to share with you, in last 3-4 years, there has been around 19 total startups which are registered, out of ITS entrepreneurship system.
Very nice, and it's very encouraging and motivating for the students who are looking for entrepreneurship as an option in their careers. I must say. And continuing with that, so 3 years back when you joined ITS, you must have had a vision in your mind. So has it evolved over the period of time, and how far have we achieved that vision, if I may talk about?
When I joined, 3 years back, as I mentioned in the discussion just a while back, the vision was basically to work on the development of students. Because why I'm saying this, because uh, more than 80% of higher education in India nowadays is with a private system, and I really, get very disheartened when I see that various, industry bodies come out with their studies and say that 75% of students are not employable, 76%, 80% of students are not employable. Which leaves a very bad taste, in our mouth, that we are putting in efforts. Why industry bodies are saying that, and that is why, as I mentioned, we are working on both the directions. We are working on the direction of making them employable, because majorly the students are would like to join corporate and start a successful career. So there is a very strong effort in that direction. Right from first year, their training starts, training in addition to the regular curriculum. Right from second semester, we have a culture of making small groups depending on their interest. Like if I'm joining say computer science engineering, so there are various options which are available to me. So right in the first year, in the second semester, there are small groups which are created on the basis of their I would say aspiring ideas. I would like to go into big data, so I'll make a small group of big data students, interested students. I'm interested in say internet or Java and those languages, so I make a different group of those students, and then a mentor is given to those students right from the first year. So by the time they actually finish their third year, they reach the fourth year, and they start appearing before the drives. So they are properly trained, they are properly motivated, they are properly groomed in that direction, which is their aspiring field. So with the help of this, and then we have signed with CoCubes, we have signed with Aspiring Minds, AKTU placement cell is also working very hard. I'm very happy to share with you today, as on today, there has been more than 300 drives for our 2020 batch. In spite of lockdown, in spite of Corona and COVID situation, there has been more than 300 drives conducted for our 2020 batch so far, which is a good number looking at the situation. Had it not been there, we would have closed more than 400 by now. So my point is, that's the first first vision, to ensure that students who are studying at ITS Engineering College, they are nicely employable, and there should not be any third party saying that students are not employable. So we make very concerted effort in that direction. And those who are interested in starting their own business, those who don't want to go into corporate life, for them we have a very strong entire value chain right from day one to successful launch of their business. So that was the vision, and I'm very confident and proud to share that we have moved ahead in that direction. And in last 3 years, there has been a lot of success stories in both the domains.
I'm sure, sir, it's a very proud feeling for you having achieved so much in this time. Sir, you've already shared certain facts which we were not aware, but are there any other key facts about ITS which people might not be aware, and you want to share that with the people?
There are two very important things at ITS. One is value for money education. The kind of center of excellence, the kind of incubation centers which are available at our place, the kind of student centered culture which is available at our place, the kind of experience the student is going to have during his program duration at the campus, whether it's in area of academics or area of non-academics, the kind of events that we are conducting, the kinds of fest we are conducting, the kinds of celebrities we are inviting to the campus. Overall, the journey at the campus, overall the time you spend at the campus is full of learning in all directions, I would say. There is we consciously try to create an environment which is required, which is necessary for all around development of the student. This is something which is very unique, and at the fees that ITS Group is charging, I'm very confident to share with you that no other campus across North India will be providing such kind of facilities, such kind of environment at such I would say reasonable less fees.
I'm sure so value for money is one factor, which is the core strength of ITS. So are there any other core strengths of ITS if I talk about as a brand?
There are the core strength. Second core strength, I would say, is the kind of academic infrastructure that we have created. We have 8 center of excellence, as I mentioned. Every center of excellence required huge investment from the side of the college, and that investment was done so that a student can have a learning platform which is way beyond the regular curriculum. We have signed up international universities MOUs, and that's not for the namesake. There are opportunities with the students to go for summer programs. They can go for 6 weeks to 8 weeks summer programs. They can go at a very small price. Why I'm saying a small price, because it's basically a kind of MOU where their students will come and use our hostels, our dormitories, and our students will go there, and during the summer break, when their regular students are not there in those universities, they will go and use those resources of the university campus. So the exchange program fees is very low if we compare with some other private universities in India. So that's the I would say second core strength of the college, that it gives you a plethora of opportunities for international exposure. Center of excellence, and then the important point is the quality of faculty members. The faculty members, as I mentioned, right from the day one, the faculty members are groomed, are motivated to become student centric. Every student right from the day one gets one mentor at the campus. Right from the first year, they get a mentor from the first year applied science faculty members. Once they move into the second year, before they move into the second year, in the second semester itself, they get one mentor allotted from the core department. If I'm from computer science, so a faculty of computer science will get involved with me in the second semester itself. So point is, the hand-holding culture at ITS Engineering College is amazing. A student will never feel that there is no one he can talk to, or there is no father figure kind of thing. We ensure that right entire duration of at the campus, he never feels or she never feels that there is nobody to take care. That's the main I would say the faculty support, the faculty hand-holding nature is another core strength. And then of course all this leads to as I mentioned, 300 plus placement drives in these COVID times. So all this leads to a platform where students get a lot of opportunities to flourish, to join good corporates. The salary packages go as high as 20 lakhs plus. A student gets a lot of opportunities. If you need to groom yourself, you need to be prepared, and there will be lots of opportunities where you can go and excel. There will be no dearth of opportunities. No dearth of opportunities for any of the students.
So it's very inspiring. For every institute, challenges make them tougher and tougher. So what do you think has been the biggest challenge for ITS? And seeing the current situation, how do you think, what are the challenges for ITS specifically and for the higher education general, if I talk about?
I'm very happy to share this national education policy, the new policy which was long awaited, has now come, and it is going to take care of lots of higher education challenges. The direction, the path we are going to move on from now on, especially the categorization of colleges. Like we can choose to become a research institution, we can choose to become autonomous degree granting institution, we can choose to become a multidisciplinary university, teaching university. These kind of steps are going to take care of higher education in the long long run. I see that in next 5 years, 10 years, the gross enrollment ratio, which is right now 26 and which is envisaged to be 50% by 2035, I'm quite confident that this is going to happen. Why? Because there is going to be good support from Government of India, and there will be good, I would say, motivated campuses to work in that direction. So I see that higher education per se will not be having much of the challenges. As far as our college is concerned, if I say, I think this COVID situation has created a situation for say for next 3-4 months, but I think the vaccine is right around the corner now. One vaccine is already there, which is from Russia, and I'm so glad, that Putin Saab, tried that vaccine on his own daughter to, I would say, to make people confident about the vaccine. Plus, Indian Oxford University, one Indian company, AstraZeneca, they're also working on vaccines. So I'm quite confident in next 1 month's period there'll be some good vaccine available, and once that happens, I think this mental stress or the I would say the fear among people because of this COVID will go, and we'll be resuming classes like every year. So maybe from October, we are hoping that the classes will resume, students will come back with full of enthusiasm, full of energy, because I'm quite confident, students also sitting at home for last so many months, though we are having online classes, faculty members are taking, all efforts, students are taking all efforts, attendance is tremendous, in fact, in some cases, attendance is even more than the regular classes because they have nothing better to do, and they are sitting and doing those lectures at home, and they are now fed up of Netflix and other things also. So they are more focused on education. So my point is, but that peer engagement, coming to campus, using library, using labs, using canteen, sitting with your peer group, all that also has a lot of value in the higher education. So I'm quite confident by October that challenge would go, and we'll be very happily again engaged in physical, real classrooms.
Great, sir. Any suggestion you want to give to the aspiring student and the youth, if I may ask you?
I there is only one thing which I personally believe in, and I say this to the students in the orientation, in the first interaction that I have with the new students, is dream big. And when I am saying dream big, I personally believe that next 20 years are going to be, these 2 decades are going to be decades for India. And everyone who is getting educated now, everyone who is into technical education now, they are going to have remarkably successful next 20 years. So this is the very right time to be young in India right now. If you are young in India at this stage, the next 20, you cannot even dream how successful you are going to be after 20 years, how rich, how successful, how charismatic you are going to be after 20 years. So I just tell them that take the right direction, take the right step, join a technical course. Do not go for those old history, geography kind of course. Join the bandwagon of science and technology. Take these courses, take the technical programs, and then you cannot even dream where you will reach in next 20 years. India is going to grow at a very fast pace, and people, those who are in their science and technology, we cannot even dream of the technological disruptions which are going to happen. Each one of us, those who are in this domain of science and technology, they are going to have very nice next 20 years full of growth.
Great, sir. Sir, any last thoughts of yours towards the environment of the institute or towards the healthy options which the students can take as a takeaway from you?
In this, the most important part is, your own interest area. People are interested in computer science. 5 years back, people were more interested in civil engineering. Another 5 years back, people were more interested in electronics and communication engineering. So these are cycles, these are cycles. Sometimes, we get swayed by these cycles. What everybody is deciding, we also starts deciding in the same direction. I personally believe, my final word on to the young students is that you find out what is your interest area. If I am not interested in what I'm doing, if I'm not happy in what I'm doing, then my success is going to have certain ceiling on it. I cannot go beyond that ceiling. But if I love what I'm doing, if I'm enthusiastic about what I'm doing, then success has no limits. So my last words or thoughts are that when you join technical education, whether you are joining BTech, whether you are joining management, whether you are joining pharmacy or dental sciences, when you are taking this step, you choose that area which is close to your heart. You see yourself 10 years down the line, whether you will be happy working as a mechanical engineer, whether you will be happy working as a computer science engineer after 10 years. And if the answer to your mind comes as yes, then that's the direction you should move. So that's very, very essential, that one should love what he or she is doing. That's the basic ingredient to become very, very successful, remarkably successful in your career.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time and for the inspiring words and sharing your viewpoint with the audience and the viewers.
It's a
We,
pleasure. It's a
we
pleasure,
from
Anuja.
Collegedunia, sir, wish ITS Engineering a very best of luck for the coming years and the future ahead, and for the students as well, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Anuja. Thanks for this opportunity. I'm really thankful to Collegedunia, and I wish all the very best to the Collegedunia family. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.